Uh, Good evening, students. Today is our next lesson from telephone physiology rules. Today's lecture will be about call signs. Call signs as and controllers, it goes, and call signs of aircraft. Just now, just open I opened page from this. Just a moment. From the aviation rules 96. You also know just about next materials, but English version of the phraseology. But doesn't matter. You should know even in Russian and English. Okay, explanation will be in English. What does mean call signs? Call signs is the name of maybe controller's point unit, or also aircraft call sign is files used for the communications. You know, there is several units we use step by step for controls. For just the control zone, it's a call sign is control, and for local about the unit is a radio. For approach and or in different countries, maybe it's arrival and departures. For controlling the approaching and departing aircrafts, there will be approach control. Its call sign will be approach. Radar, is it will be in Russian Krug. It's a radar, the control unit between approach and tower. But sometimes radar may be omitted depending on situation. For example, in Tashkent, sometimes the radar maybe just not operated. Not operated with flight operation. Okay, tower we have in Tashkent, in just other units in Uzbekistan. Yeah, we just for example, we just learning this Uzbekistan government just uses control units. Tower can be in Tashkent. Tower can be in Bukhara. Just in Tashkent, he is responsible for landing and takeoff operations for aircraft. But in local and small aerodromes, tower can just responsible for departing and arriving aircraft. Also, this is because of traffic. It's not so big there. This one control is enough to just manipulate and it's just to operate aircrafts. Ground, it's in Russian. Is a Russian version is Rulenia. Ground just controls aircraft from the stand, starting parking point until the runway. It's in maneuvering area on the ground. Ground also just gives permission for startup engines or just pushback, towing, and taxiing on the maneuvering area, on the ramp area, and taxiways. From holding point to runway will be changes handover to tower. Delivery is it's not controlling unit. It's only just for information. It gives clearance according to the flight plan. Delivery not controls aircraft neither in the ground and neither in the air. Delivery just additional just control just for information only. It gives clearance usually for departing aircraft. May also gives us some information about weather and other maybe coinage, or just only gives information. Okay, for coordinating maybe delays, etc. Follow me is not controlled. Follow me is a car during the low visibility operations when the visibility is not good. During the time when the visibility is not good, during the operations, follow me helps to lead aircraft from after allocating runway to the packing point or after the starting engines to holding point on the ground. So it's cooperated with the ground control. Okay, this about controllers of about these controllers. Do you have any questions about units?
No question.
Okay, if everything is clear now, this here is the example. Control this unit also name it depending on the location with the previous city name and town name. Okay, for example, control in Tashkent zone can be called Tashkent control. In Namangan control, Namangan tower, etc. Tashkent radio, Tashkent ground. You know, Bukhara approach, Bukhara. Maybe if there will be Bukhara tower. You know? So it's also allowable to name it control units with the name of town or these locations. What's the next? What about call signs of aircraft? Call signs aircraft.
Zametny tower.
Hmm?
What is Zametny tower? Zametny tower.
Zametny. Yes. It's not town name, just Zamet is name of location maybe, a name just for makes difference between towers. For example, tower in Tashkent also tower, in Bukhara also tower. Due to just for distinguish, due to making the difference, they put some name, Zametny, Kalakolchik, maybe some eagle, etc. Usually it's used by military controls. But in citizen aviation, citizen aviation, just usually we use with city name or town name or just control unit name. Zametny maybe just maybe some Kalakolchik or just some Birkut Tower, etc. So it's just its name of tower to make is distinguished from the others. Okay, it's name of this tower. Okay, next is call sign of aircrafts. Call sign of aircrafts usually used of registration number. For example, uniform kilo. Do you remember alphabet in standard phraseology we call this names? U will be uniform, K will be kilo. Uniform kilo 85711. Yeah? Is the registration number of the aircraft when it's maybe not performing any flights, maybe it's just passenger flights, mail flights, transit flights, just pilots works with the registration number of the aircraft. Victor Papa Bravo Uniform Delta, also registration number. 25239, also registration number. But another version of the call signs, when air carrier, air aviation company operations will be with some flights, scheduled flights. In that time, pilots will work with the call sign of the flight name, flight number. Uzbek 3505. Uzbek 3505. Uzbek you will use usually for just usually we use for international flights. Sometimes maybe sometimes it will be used for local flights. Hava yolları ile Hotel Yankee 1401, Hotel Yankee 1403, or etc. So Uzbek it means Uzbek Airlines, Uzbekistan Airlines, in short Uzbek. Sometimes it can be called like Uniform Zulu Bravo, UZB, yeah? Uniform Zulu Bravo 3505, etc. Okay. In the first contact, it's recommended, it's required, pilots should use full call sign. Full call sign. After the communication established, next request may be used with a short call sign. For example, Uzbek 3505 may be called 3505, yeah, or Uniform Kilo 85711 just may be called 711, etc. But all this shortened call sign can be allowed by the control, you know. Controller responsible for shortened call sign. If there is a clearance, there is a permission to make to work with a shortened call sign for pilots, and after that, pilots can use a shortened call sign in short name. 711 may be Victor, Uniform Delta, etc. Okay. This is shortened can be used for registration number, because the registration number usually is long. For call signs, there's another rule. Call signs which used air carrier name. For the Uzbek 411, it shouldn't be shortened. It should be used with a full call sign. You can see also in Russian, yeah, позывной в состоящем ротовом индексе авиакомпании обозначение рейса не сокращается. So it should be used in a full call sign, Uzbek 411. But sometimes, if call signs similar with another aircraft, in that time, full call sign should be used, but there is no allowance to use the same call sign in one area, because it's very dangerous, and the instructions should be addressed only to one aircraft, and required when pilot requests something from a control unit, he also just should know which aircraft requesting this permission, etc. So with the same call sign, in one area, two aircrafts cannot work. Okay, Okay. In that case, aircraft should commanded use full call sign. For example, Uniform Kilo 85711. This is Tashkent control. Use full call sign. Okay. From starting point, taxiing and taking off, and climbing levels and flight until this landing and taxiing to the parking point, until the finishing the flight, call sign shouldn't be changed. In one call sign for one flight number used. Okay. For just for making separation between aircrafts, after call sign should be used aircraft category like heavy, super, etc. For example, Boeing 767 heavy. Okay, Uzbek 201 heavy. It means aircraft is full takeoff weight is more than 136 tons or above. But last time used super for Airbus 380. You know, just a very heavy aircraft, very big aircraft. So this that gives opportunity to controller make a separation between aircrafts more than usual. Okay, according with separation minimum. For example, after heavy in takeoff and landing area should be 10 kilometers instead of 5 kilometers, or in minutes. Okay, takeoff after Airbus 380, usually more than 4 minutes is allowed. Okay, this separation minima is another question. The detailed information you should learn in other subjects. Okay, now for phraseology, you should know that when this aircraft is of different categories, they should use after call sign, just put heavy or super, etc. Okay, for today it's enough. Do you have any questions?
There is no questions.
Okay, Shahriar, is it clear to you also? Shahriar?
Нет, вопрос нет. Да, слышу.
Okay, keep your English. Now what we can do? Now I will stop the recording. After the stopping recording, just we will continue our discussion about next lessons and about suggestions of you. Okay. It's 10 minutes
Okay.
left. 10 minutes left, and we can use this for other questions. Okay.